Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through day one of the championships at Royal Randwick. We are very excited. We've got plenty of bets coming your way. Best bets, value bets, the $100 hot seat, of course the charity multi later in the show. Mike, how good's this? It's Doncaster Derby Day, day one of the championships. I'm pumped, a big crowd out there. And of course, Winks is going around at 11:40 in a little track gallop.
Yeah, we'll be there for that. Bit of a cliche, but it doesn't get any better than this. We've been slipping and sliding on the heavy Rosehill track the last couple of weeks, getting some small wins, but we loved it out there. But it's all about the championships. It's all about Royal Randwick. You've got to make sure you get there on Saturday. It's going to be great.
It's going to be massive. And Mike, the Doncaster, I mean, what a race. Probably one of my favourite races. I've said it a couple of times on this show. Superimposed one of my favourite ever horses. And who could forget the back-to-back Doncaster Epsoms. What about yours, mate? Favourite moment?
It's got to be Sunlight. I think I was 19 years old, mate. You were next to me, $50 on the nose. I think I've said on this show before, but happy clapper last year. Hard to go past that. He deserved it. And Chris Waller in between, he's been dominating this race with Sacred Falls a couple of times as well.
Absolutely. Won back-to-back there a few years ago. And Mike might not have that sort of quality in this year's Doncaster. No superimpose or sunlines, that's for sure.
That's the thing. After the acceptances came out Wednesday morning, we were so excited. We picked up the paper, didn't we? We were having a look at the acceptances. They're just not quite the quality. It's still going to be a good race, but maybe no champions this year.
Well, look, it's all about the track conditions as always, Mike. We are back to Randwick after a few big weeks at Rosehill. A little bit of rain around on Thursday. What is that doing to the track conditions?
I think the weather gods are always putting the rain through Sydney on Thursday and Friday night just to get us racing folk. The rails and the true haven't been there for a few weeks at Randwick. It's been so fair lately. But what can happen sometimes when it's a soft track and it's drying on Saturday, it can be a little bit off rails, especially in the rails and the true. It should be pretty fair. But watch that Thursday night rain, Friday night rain. We think it's going to be soft, but it could be good for it. It could be heavy 8. You just never know, Stu.
It's happened to us the last few Thursdays, hasn't it? Always tough to predict. And look, what a card this is. Obviously, we've got the 4 Group 1s. Mike, where is the confidence? Where are we playing this weekend? Are the Group 1s involved?
Look at those group races right across the card. Race 1 to race 10. It's going to be a very long day out there. Adrian Oxford's going to be a great race. The ones we're looking at tonight, an easy kill in the Carbine Club Stakes. We love that race, the Group 3. That'll warm us up easily. Then the 4 Group 1s, we've got to do them all. The Derby, the Doncaster, the TJ Smith, the best sprinters in the world. What a great race that is.
That is going to be an amazing card. We've picked 5 races there, Mike. Now, you said you're just going to ease into this, so let's just get into it. The Carbine Club Stakes. I'm already sensing some confidence here, Mike. We're having a look at the market here, and ring-a-ding-ding. 7th to Winks, not bad form in the George Ryder there. 1,600 metre Randwick, bit of a tick-tick there. There's Dealmaker, $3.20, 7th to the Autumn Sun. So how about these two? Some cracking form lines. Ranier beaten a long way. Its last two, $7.50. Fun fact, really getting out of this benchmark 70 grade from last start. But Mike, we've got 2 pretty dominant favourites here, Ring-a-Ding-Ding and Dealmaker.
Yeah, we're going to keep this analysis simple. We'll get to the Group 1s quickly. Let's have a look at one replay only. It's a Group 1 replay. It's the Australian Guineas. Obviously won by a pretty good horse. Ring-a-Ding-Ding coming to the outside and the blue and black running on pretty well. Dealmaker on the inside. They pretty much crossed the line together this day with equal weights. And Ranier, look, he got a long way back. He was timed at the 300 metre mark, but he was beaten, I think, 5 or 6 lengths by the other ones, Stu.
Just hasn't come back as well, Mike. But look, Ring-a-Ding-Ding, I think the money came this day. Massive run down the outside. Now, Dealmaker, Mike, looked to have pretty much every chance along the inside there. How are you making this?
Yeah, I think to be honest, both had every chance. And obviously, it's a really good benchmark race. It's a Mystic Journey wins. It's pretty much the best form going around.
Yep.
They're 3.5 lengths away from the best filly going around. It's got to say that's the best form in this race on Saturday by far.
They were well behind her there. Let's get into all the analysis now for the first race on Doncaster Derby Day that we're looking at. It is race 2 and Dealmaker, Mike, has the form on the board.
Yeah, important to say that we're looking at their form rating from 2 starts ago. They both didn't really handle the Rosehill track last start. Some excuses, a bit of a dodgy form reference. So we're using that Flemington form reference, and Dealmaker, with the weight turnaround, gets the gold bar, Stu.
OK, we're running our own race here, so keep your eye on the top right corner as we hit the first of the key factors, Mike, progression.
Yeah, pretty much all the same, all with upside. Maybe at home you can pick one you think it's got more than the rest, but we couldn't find one.
OK, so it's Dealmaker out in front of Ring-a-Ding-Ding, looking like a real favourites race here, Mike. Distance at stage of prep.
Once again, they're all fine at the mile. Dealmaker back from 2,000 metres is better, but like we said, we're rating him on the 1,600 metre run. OK,
these look to have lengths on these, Mike. What about the track conditions?
This is the big factor for us. So there's a couple of horses that are concerning. Purple Sector, a big striding type, may not like a soft track at Randwick. And Ring-a-Ding-Ding, one on debut on a soft track, but his last 3 soft track runs and heavy track runs have been awful. Dealmaker gets a big kicker compared to the favourite.
He has just been left behind there, the favourite here, Ring-a-Ding-Ding. What about position in run? Who's going to get close to Dealmaker here?
Yeah, it should be fair. They should all get their chance. Maybe Dealmaker can jump a little bit better than Ring-a-Ding-Ding from barrier 3.
Mike, you said this looks pretty easy. That sort of looked a bit effortless to me. Dealmaker just way out in front there after all the key factors. $3.20 I think it was. Let's bring all the ratings in here and have a look. Ring-a-ding-ding punters, well, it's $2.50 and some of them have already stormed into that, but you're going the other way, mate. $3.20.
Yeah, let's move on pretty quickly, mate. This is cut and dry, simple as you get. Bread and butter analysis. I thought similar form references, maybe better form references for Dealmaker. And a soft track Randwick's much better for him. He's the one that's going to win on Saturday. He's a big bet for us.
That sounds really easy because we've got 4 big Group 1s coming up.
Yeah, we'll get a bank early, mate, for the big races later.
All right, there's a good start. Let's get into one of the Group 1s now. We are talking about the Sires Produce Stakes. All these, a lot of them coming through the slipper, of course. We're out to 1,400 metres here, but Loving Gabby with a lot of upside and from the slipper at $4.80. Microphone, a big run in the slipper there, $6. Bellevue Hill coming off the Ballieu win last start. Kiamichi, well, there is the slipper winner. 9s into $7, so some good money there on Thursday. Castle Vecchio, really keen to see this horse just smash the line again, Mike, $10. Probabil the Kiwi, looking to go a little bit better next time around. Tenley, 11 off the slipper, Mike. But Loving Gabby, $4.80. That was a decent run in the slipper, wasn't it?
Yeah, a massive, massive run in the slipper. Not a decent run, a huge run in the slipper. I mean, big questions on this horse coming up from Melbourne on your 3rd ever start. I think there was a lot of risks. That's why punters didn't dive into her 3rd ever start, 1,200 metres, first time right-handed, first time heavy track. She's got big upside. She's raw. She was 4 wide, no cover the whole way.
Yeah, wow.
Off a strong tempo. Comes to the outside. We know she needs galloping room. Look, I know Microphone was good in second, but it's all about how she went the last 150 metres here.
Well, of course, she was out there, Mike. Microphone up the inside. Kiamichi on pace, darting ahead. So what do we say about the bias here as well?
Yeah, I think Kiamichi got the bias in her favour. Obviously, she was good. Obviously, she can win on Saturday, but I just can't get enough of Loving Gabby's run.
Yeah, that's huge.
That was absolutely enormous. She won the golden slipper for mine.
Not too far away at the end. Well, let's have a look now, Mike, at the skyline. We're looking at Microphone here, just getting to the outside, but there's one horse here at the back that is just going to absolutely smash the line on Saturday over 1,400 metres. We're talking of Castle Vecchio. Have a look at its late splits.
He's a funny horse, isn't he, Castle Vecchio? He's got one massive weakness, which is he's got no early speed, or second weakness as well. He's got no sprint either. But the last 150, 200 metre surge is enormous. If ever a horse has been looking for a soft track at Randwick over 1,400 metres, it's this guy. He just needs tempo and bias in his favour.
All right, yep, I'm going to be looking for that late
Storming
Saturday, Mike. Let's have a look now, form and all the analysis for the Sires over the 1,400 metres, Mike. Let's light them up. Loving Gabby, as you've said.
Kiamichi won the golden slipper, but Loving Gabby was the best run. She gets the gold bar for us.
Okay, so she's the one they've all got to chase. Key factors, time and progression.
Not only did she have the best run of the golden slipper, but she's the one with upside. She 3rd ever start into the slipper, 4th ever start on Saturday. She's the one for us with progression. All
right, Crystal Falls, a little bit of value with some gold there, Mike. And, of course, the distance, so important, out to the 1,400 metres.
Yeah, could have given a gold bar to Gabby the way she hit the line, maybe being not too generous there, but Castle Vecchio should love it, Tenley should love it, Probabil hit the line well, and Crystal Falls, 3rd ever start for her. She should love the 1,400 metres too.
Yeah, another bit of gold there for her. So Microphone pretty solid, but they're all behind Loving Gabby, Mike. What about this soft conditions?
Yeah, big factor for Tenley. We're giving her a kicker from a heavy back to a soft. It'll be even a bigger kicker if it really dries out on Saturday. So what's the sun for her? Castle Vecchio, soft track for him. He'll prefer that to a firm surface last start.
Okay, and as we hit the line, Mike, as always with 2-year-olds, you want one with a decent position in run.
Yeah, but we're not playing it too much. Big track, a little bit off rails, so they've got decent positions just behind the pace, but they all should be okay.
Look, there's pretty much a story here, Mike. We're looking at 2 horses here. Loving Gabby coming through the slipper, and of course Castle Vecchio, a horse that's just going to absolutely smash the line, but wary of a few of the conditions in this race. Let's have a look now at all the ratings and the key factors because they have been done. It is time for a bet here in the Sires, Mike. And, well, this is pretty much telling me you've done all the key factors work here, that the Godolphin 2-year-old reign is pretty much about to end.
Yeah, we think it's going to win. They're going to run well. Microphone and Kiamichi on pace. They're going to be really good. But it wasn't really the grand final for the 2-year-olds, was it, last time, the golden slipper? There was on pace bias. It was a really heavy track. This size is the grand final for the 2-year-olds.
Rightio.
And I think we're going to see the best 2-year-old on Saturday. I think it's going to be Loving Gabby. She's a big, strong filly. She's got massive upside, and I think she'll win easily. Castle Vecchio, if you can run on, he's the roughie for us.
Yeah, you're going to be storming home late. A great race, the Sires. Loving Gabby for us. There's a look at the first 2 races on this weekend. Stick around after the break, and we'll be back with the more big Group 1s. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. The third race we're going to have a look at on the big day of racing Saturday is, of course, the Derby, out over the 2,400 metres, Mike, worth $2 million. And the Kiwis, they are just everywhere you look this year, as you could expect. But it's Mike Moroney. He's got the two favourites. Arrogant there, $4.40. The Ocean Park colt that nearly caused a boil over, didn't he? Nearly beating the Autumn Sun. Chapada there, $5.50. We've got to go back to its third to Extra Brute in the VRC Derby. We know this form. Global Exchange there, $8.50. What a run that was 2 starts ago. Stars of Carrum right there, and of course Madison County running on last week in the Tulloch, Mike. But Mike Moroney, these stayers, he is so good at producing these in these races.
Yeah, so many of them are. So many of the Kiwi trainers are fantastic. The breeding's good, the training's great. It makes it a great Derby this year. Evenly matched again. A really close finish we're expecting. Let's have a look at a couple of the lead-ups, slipping and sliding at Rosehill Gardens the last couple of weeks. Firstly, starting with the Rosehill Guineas. Arrogant leading with a bit of a funny tempo. They kind of backed it off. Then they kicked 700 or 800 metres out, and he gave an almighty kick when the Autumn Sun came alongside him. Chapada, though, held up. Sort of lost his momentum a little bit, and really loved the way he found the line the last 250 metres, Stu. Yeah,
definitely really good in behind. Mike, what about the one out wide here? Surely Sacred. Did it just sort of peak on the run here, or just levelled out?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously it's a heavy track, so I don't want to be too harsh on him, but the way Chapada pulls away from him late, you definitely want to be on the horse in purple. Look, Arrogant was good, but on pace bias, I just prefer Chapada there, I think.
OK, well, let's have a look at another lead-up race. We've only got to go back 7 days. It is the Tulloch, and of course this was on the heavy 10, Mike. Angel of Truth out in front, skips away. But we're looking at Madison County making a really good challenge late, but being held off.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know about the bias. It's been well documented this day. The first 4 or 5 races, it was red hot inside. The sectionals they were running on that hard rails were much faster than outright. Angel of Truth got a slow to steady tempo, gave a big kick. Madison County really strong, and in a twinkling, just the last 75 minutes, didn't handle a heavy track, but just like the way he finds line. He's a genuine stayer. He wants a better track on Saturday.
Well, look, a few people that might just be looking at a horse like that think with their gut for the Derby. It's one of those things, you're stepping out to the 2,400 metres, Mike. You've got a lot of key factors to play with here, but also use your instincts. Let's go ahead with the form and all the analysis now, Mike, for the Derby. Who is lighting up for the form?
Yeah, so important, mate. Look for the horses that are going to love the mile and a half. Chapada and Madison County with the best form. Looking for the stayers soon. OK, so there they are. One of the favourites lighting up as we hit the key factors, Mike. Progression. Yeah, looking for 3-year-olds on the way up. Some have had their grand finals in recent weeks. Chapada has been aimed at this race, and so has Global Exchange. That gives them good progression into their grand final. OK,
so Chapada out in front, Arrogant with a lot of ground to make up here, Mike. 2,400 metres, as we've said.
Yeah, he's a robust son of bullet train. He looks like a star. He looks like a possible Melbourne Cup horse in the future. Looking for distance, we think Chapada's got one of the big kickers. Stars of Carrum will run on as well. And Global Exchange, he's been smashing the line, hasn't he?
Absolutely doing well. A couple of big wins there down in Melbourne. What about these track conditions, Mike? Soft?
Yeah, they're OK. Arameo likes Randwick, so you can maybe give him a bit of a tick, but yeah, most of them are OK.
OK, and look, we'll position in run, 2,400 metre, Mike. Not really going to be a big concern.
Up to the jockeys, we won't worry about it, Stu.
All right, look, as I've said, Mike, this is the Derby. We've got Chapada out in front there from, well, look, Global Exchange. Yeah, we've seen what this horse can do. Madison County, obviously on the quick backup. Let's have a look here now, Mike, because it is time for a bet. 2,400 metres, this distance key factor for me. It is the big one, but look, as we've said, the gut feeling, how are these horses going to get up and over a distance? How are we going to do it?
Yeah, and we like the ones that we've got on top because they're the genuine stays, aren't they? Chapada, Global Exchange, sustaining big, long runs, and in a twinkling, if it's a drying track, his run in the New Zealand Derby was huge, and just that last 50 metres in the lead-up run, that was good. Madison County can win as well. They're a good top 4 for us. Chapada, he's our best bet. Such a genuine stayer, son of bullet train, a robust type. He'll be running on for sure. In a twinkling, if the track dries, he'll firm from $34 for sure as well.
Yeah, it was good just seeing that little replay. The last 75 is just
sneaky.
All right, let's move along now. The next Group 1 is the TJ. What a sprint race this is. Your eyes are not deceiving you. The first 3 home in the Everest are lining up here. And again, it's not Red Zill, the favourite. That belongs to Trapeze Artist, heading the market here at $4, a Canterbury Stakes winner. Osborne Bulls, $4.40, charging home in the Lightning and the Newmarket at Flemington. Pia Rada met with some really good support this week into that $6 quote. Some people still talking about that photo in the Galaxy, of course. Santa Ana Lane, good in the Newmarket. Red Zill, here he is, $8.50. Third up, Mike, Sunlight. Now, what has this horse done wrong to be $8.50? Newmarket, the William Reid winner, Coolmore in the spring. And look, Redzell, Mike, $15 million in the bank. What else can we say?
Yeah, we're not going to look at him though, are we? I mean, he's a pretty good horse, obviously. Doesn't like Rose Hill, so he can improve back to Randwick third up. Let's have a look at some Group 1 form for a hell of a Group 1 on Saturday, starting with the Newmarket, which obviously isn't at weight for age. They obviously have handicaps here. So Osborne Bulls, for example, had a little bit less weight than Santarana Lane. Sunlight on pace doing so well. Santarana Lane running on really well. And Osborne Bulls, we know exactly what he did, Stu.
Yeah, well, look at him. He's out the back here. He's about to start weaving. He's going to hit the outside. Absolutely charge home, Mike. But this horse, Sunlight, I mean, how good is it?
Yeah, it's really good. If it's a dry track 1,200 metre sprint, she's so hard to beat. She's a powerful type, so a choppy Randwick, maybe a bit of a question, and boy, that barrier's bad. Osborne Bulls, a lot of people gave Bowman a hard time over this ride. It was a strong tempo, so he had his chance. Maybe weaved around a little bit. But look, a strong tempo, definitely had his chance. Sunlight just too good on the day.
Look, of course, that was up the straight. Let's get to Randwick for the Canterbury Stakes here because Trapeze Artist, well, it was out in front here, Mike, but it took Scholes a while to wind up. But when she did, she was really motoring home.
Yeah, don't be deceived by the rain on the screen here. This was a good, firm track. They ran electric time. The rain hit, I think, 4 or 5 minutes before the race started, didn't it? Trapeze Artist rolling along at a fair to strong tempo, which he loves. Scholes first up, straight to 1,300 metres, does really well. Pierata as well. He obviously ran an enormous race second up. But Scholes, look, she's pretty good there. She's always underrated, isn't she?
Always underrated in the market. I mean,
love it.
I think that was about $11 I just didn't even read out before. Sunlight at $8.50. This has got plenty of depth, Mike. Key factors hopefully can sort all that out for the punters, though.
No matter what I do, you're going to back Scholes no matter what. Looking at the form, Trapeze Artist, Osborne Bulls, Santarana Lane and Sunlight at weight for age. We think they've got very similar form ratings.
All right, that tells me we've got a race on our hands here, Mike. We need something to get us home progression.
Yeah, Anthony Freeman, he saved some up his sleeve for these horses, Santarana Lane and Scholes. They'll be improving second up, and Redzell, he'll improve third up for the Snowdens.
Well, there's another horse that's always underrated as well, Santarana Lane, hitting the front there, Mike. Distance at stage of prep.
Yeah, 1,300 metres first up. It must have been a pipe opener. Second up, 1,200 metres, much better for Scholes.
Okay, a little bit of gold there for Scholes. Good to see. What about the soft?
Yeah, choppy track conditions, Trapeze Artist. Look, I know he can handle it, but maybe not his ideal conditions. Lots of them do like it. Sunlight, like we said, she's a big, strong, powerful type. Maybe she wants the Sunlight to come out on Saturday.
Yeah, very good point. And, of course, the position in run. This could be interesting here.
Yeah, Scholes, maybe if you're betting on Thursday night, which is what this show's all about, she can come inside, she can come outside. She's drawn just behind a strong tempo. She's the one I like on a Thursday night from that barrier.
All right, look at Santarana Lane out in front there, Mike. Scholes makes a late dive. Osborne Bulls is going to be storming home, as we know. Ratings time and all the odds here, Mike. So it is, look, this is a Group 1. We know this is a great race. There is plenty of value to be had. I mean, look at that, $7.50, $11 Scholes. I mean, look, $4.40 for there and Trapeze Artist just in behind, but we're taking them on.
Yeah, we're taking them on. I think James Cummings gets enough TV time. I think Anthony Freeman needs some more TV time because his horses are always forgotten in the market. They're both second up. They're mighty good horses. Santarana Lane will handle any conditions.
Yep.
Scholes, maybe a bit of sunlight on Saturday for her, a dry track for her. Both fantastic odds for two of the best sprinters in the country.
Santarana Lane ahead of Scholes for us in the TJ. I am salivating for that race. That is going to be amazing. But how good is this Doncaster? That is the next race we're having a look at. It is race 9 on the program. Always a great betting race, an incredible handicap. And this market, well, it's had a little bit of a reshape since the barrier draw. Brutal now into outright favouritism at $5.50. 50 stars, a little bit of money there on Thursday as well. Winning the Group 2, Blamey, and then the Ajax, loving the wet but draws the car park in 24. Elise, $7.50, coming off the All-Star Mile. Of course, we've got Hartnell, the stablemate, the 8-year-old old boy coming up with the same form. And Fundamentalist, Mike, into $10, all that form from those good 3-year-old races.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at a couple of obvious form references, starting with the George Ryder, which is for any age group, and obviously Brutal, the 3-year-old in this race, on pace, steady tempo, on pace bias, but he gave it an almighty kick behind Winks. Sosi Bond beaten a long way. He's a horse that likes cover. He was 3 wide, no cover, and he raced a bit keen this day.
Look, he did, Mike, but Brutal here, I mean, you've got to look at this in a few different ways, don't you? It's just beating Dreamforce, or are you saying, hang on, it's holding its ground against Winks and clearing away from the others?
You've nailed it, mate. Beating Dreamforce at weight for age, maybe not the best thing in the world, but obviously second to Winks is huge form. He's a progressive 3-year-old. He's got big upside. The last 200 metres was strong. So 1,600 metres should be okay on Saturday.
All right, well, one horse we know this distance won't be a problem for is Fundamentalist. Mike, this was a pretty good run. The Autumn Sun is about to unleash his run down the outside, but Fundamentalist had a bit of work to do here. Gets to the front very early as well, and then just stages this war down the straight.
Yeah, ripping, strong tempo. She's more of a lightly framed type, an athletic type. She's so tough. She's near this strong tempo. She fights so hard. Nikita Jane in the Autumn Sun, that's as good as you can get for 3-year-old form. The thing about Fundamentalist, though, is why Brutal's got upside. He's had a sort of a steady progression this preparation. He can improve. That was potentially her grand final. Can she reproduce on Saturday? A big question.
That is the question, and all questions will be answered as we get to the Doncaster, Mike. But we're going to run our own race here with the form and the key factors. Look at this. We've got a race. This is a Donny.
This is a horrendous race to analyse. I'm not going to list them all, but there's plenty of good form in the race.
All right, well, let's light all those 5 up, and let's get in the key factors progression.
Yeah, looking for horses with upside. Brutal definitely has upside. Land of Plenty can kick back from last start.
Okay, so it's the favourite, just sticking his nose out in front here, Brutal. The all-important mile.
Yeah, looking for horses with upside to the 1,600 metres. Brutal, never been there before, could absolutely love it. And 50 stars back to 16, that's a plus for him.
Okay, so the favourites both clearing out here. Brutal and 50 stars from Analyse. The soft conditions.
Yeah, looking for horses that are like Randwick. 50 stars soft, he'll love it. I think Unforgotten back from a heavy's a plus for her, but a good track would be even better. Land of Plenty wants it as dry as possible on Saturday.
All right, the handicappers here. We've got Brutal and 50 stars way out in front, Mike. What our position in run?
Not quite sure. We'll just skip through this one. There's a couple of really wide barriers, but it's late in the day and there could be a bit of bias, so not 100% sure there.
Okay, look, this is the Doncaster. We've ended up with the 2 favourites here, Mike. I don't know if we can be betting on 2 favourites in the Doncaster. Let's have a look now to see if there's anything else that can make a run at these at a bit of value, Mike. And, well, there's the favourites. Hang on. What's this? Soci Bond. This is the horse that started biting other horses, didn't it, last week?
Eating, I hope he wasn't. He was biting, wasn't he, back in the Rosehill Guineas days? That's a bit of a slip up there, Stu. Look, I think 50 stars. If you like him, he's got similar form in Melbourne to Soci Bond. Brutal's the one with upside. If someone asks me in the pub, what's my tip? I'm going to say Brutal because I'm too embarrassed to say what's going to go on the screen soon. Soci Bond, decent form references.
Wow,
I know he never wins.
All right.
But down on 50 kilograms at 10, 11, 12 bucks a place, he's got to be a play.
Right, I think we've ended the Doncaster on a little bit of a dull note there. Soci Bond, but it is value at a place. What is it, around $12?
He's no Sunlight, that's for sure, mate. He's
No,
no Sunlight.
Definitely not, but that's an interesting way to play the Doncaster. Stick around after the break because we've got all our multis and, of course, the $100 hot seat coming up. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've taken you through 5 key races we've gone in depth with. But, Mike, it's a big card at Randwick, all these races. What's caught your eye earlier? Because some of those we've already touched on have been very tough.
We could literally have done 2 Key Factor shows. It's going to be 10 races, 5 races each. Bivouac, if it's a soft track, definitely. Otherwise, the favourite could win. Dealmaker, we talked about him. Gem Dillard, similar form references to Angel of Truth.
Big odds.
That's a big price for her if she gets a run. La Scopa on the soft track, I like her. Gallic Chieftain at 14 bucks inside barrier. And down the page to Fiesta. She's so consistent at 9 bucks. I can't believe she's each way odds. She's so well weighted on Saturday.
Yeah, right. A nice big forgive there off last start, Mike. And, of course, what about the $100 hot seat time? It is Doncaster Day. You're going pretty wide here.
Yeah, I think we had a good win last week with Invincible Gem, but it was $5 a win, 20 bucks a place. I'm still living that down. I can't believe it. $45 on Dealmaker at $3.20. He is the best bet on Saturday. We think he'll win. $5 on Gallic Chieftain. We didn't look at him, but we think he's a Randwick type. The 2,600 metres and the inside barrier is perfect. Loving Gabby, we've talked about her. In a twinkling, we want the sun to come out. We think he's a massive chance at a huge, huge price. Santana Lane's the best sprinter in Australia, and Soci Bond isn't the best miler in Australia, but he might just sneak third.
There's a few big calls there for the $100 hot seat. And, of course, we've got to keep the charity multi going, Mike. So we're heading this week. Dealmaker, I mean, you've been so pro about this all show. $3.20, starting off with that. Let's roll it into Loving Gabby in the size at $4.80. And, well, best sprinter, as you've just said, $7.50. Let's multi them up for a juicy price of $115. That'd be nice to get.
Yeah, I think they're all top raters, those 3, aren't they? And Santana Lane, maybe Shoals as well. Maybe we'll throw her in and when we get to the track, Stu, with a couple of multis in the quaddie too.
Look, whatever way you look at it, this is going to be a fantastic card of racing. Get out there on Saturday. It's day 1 of the championships. Of course, we've got the country championships in there as well. That's all from us at Key Factors, but head to the raceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling for the races this weekend.
See you at the track on Saturday.